So you're sat there patiently waiting for the pilot's brief to tell you, is it going to be smooth? Are there going to be turbulence? And that's your main worry. And sometimes that gets dropped or the brief gets dropped altogether. Why? When we crew in, sometimes it's everything goes to plan, everything's, happens early and we have loads of spare time. So we can fill that spare few minutes before we close the doors and push back and start engines with a nice long brief. We can do all the things we want to do, like introduce ourselves, say the flight time, flight conditions, introduce the crew, thank you for boarding, tell you what the routing's going to be like, a nice long brief. And other times things happen out of order where we have a cargo problem, technical problem with the airplane that needs fixing. We won't cut corners with that. The fuel turns up late. We get a reroute from air traffic, a different runway change. That can happen on the departure or the arrival if you're waiting for the arrival brief as well. And what we do great as pilots and crew is we reprioritize and we work out what we have to do to not drop any safety points and what is something that we would really like to do. And sometimes that means shortening that brief. So it'll just be a very quick welcome on board. Thanks for getting boarding promptly. We'll try to get away on time, but it might be 5 minutes late. Here's the flight time. It's going to be... make sure you have your seatbelt fastened. This is the crew. Thank you. We're going to get going as soon as possible to get you to your arrival place on time. And sometimes I'll reprioritize and drop that. So that's what it's about. If you are really, really worried about all of the turbulence, all the bumps, and you want to understand them more, lots of people I find when they understand what the turbulence is, what the bumps are, why they might be there at each stage of flight, they don't get worried anymore. So if that gets dropped out of the brief, it doesn't matter because you're armed with all the tools that you need. Big resource that I've made with answering all the questions that you'd ever want on turbulence, including an audio book so you can listen to it when you're waiting for that brief that may not come. You can be listening to my brief and you'll feel a lot safer on the airliners. Fly happy, fly safe.